I'll bet you didn't know this could be the reason your water heater is leaking. When this customer called and said that they had water coming out the bottom of their water heater, I already had a guess that it was probably for the temperature and pressure relief valve, which is a lot cheaper fix than if the actual tank is leaking itself. I'll run you through the ways I figured out what exactly was going on here, and I was a little bit surprised, to be honest. First thing I did was check the water pressure, which was really high at this house, 120. I then tapped on the expansion tank and could tell that it was full of water. And as I tried to remove it from the female adapter, it just kind of snapped off, and that's inside the female adapter there. And you can see there that nipple is broken off and corroded. And as I started to empty it out, the diaphragm started to come out in tiny little rubbery pieces, which shows that we had a few things going on here. The connection from the expansion tank to the copper adapter corroded, as well as the diaphragm inside the expansion tank was ruined as well. That happens when the diaphragm is overstretched with low air in the tank, causing it to rupture, which is the cause of the TMP leaking onto this customer's floor because the water had nowhere to expand to. Thus, the TMP kicked in and dumped water onto the floor when it needed to. Now, this is an easy repair, though I had initially priced out for just replacing the expansion tank. But once I removed it and saw that's what had happened, we had to change the scope of work and redo the entire cold supply. Now, this probably should have went in as a change order for unforeseen circumstances and been an upcharge to the original price, though I felt as in my initial assessment, I should have caught that or at least thought that that was a possibility. With that expansion tank being almost 10 years old, so I didn't change the price and I did this repair at the initial price that we gave the customer. Some people may disagree, some people may have done it differently, but that's what I felt was the right call to do. Now, with that being said, plumbing is not cheap either way you look at it, so we still came out on top of this job regardless. This is something that I really enjoy about my career, is that every single day is a learning experience, and you run into something new pretty much every single day that you can learn from, which gives you a leg up for your next call, which is exactly why those guys that have been doing it for 50 years don't seem to miss anything. Because over time, all that experience that they've gained from every single specific scenario, they're able to use that and get better every single day. Now, the final thing I'm doing here is I'm replacing the TMP drain tube. There was some old school homeowner style drain tube installed there, so I'm replacing it with CPVC, which is code compliant in my area, and you have to strap it to the tank, or in this case, I strapped it to the stand so that it was nice and plumb. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of this one, and I hope you learned something because I definitely did.